Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh
Uh,
boy. We've got a good one for today. This is in your ring,
am
Spiro.
I in the hot seat today? Is that what it
You're in
is?
here, man. This is all what you do. This is about third party delivery.
Ooh.
Third party like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, all those fun ones. And I was listening to or I read something recently on LinkedIn, or maybe it was like a video or something. This guy was talking about how third party delivery is a plague on the restaurant industry. Plague on the restaurant industry. And I know you've got some opposing views on that sentiment, and I really can't wait to hear about this because I think so many people are operating under that assumption that 30% is all they can focus on, and
hmm
it's draining the margins, it's killing our business, it's killing our industry. I'd love to hear
Well,
what
I'm ready to
people think
jump
about
in.
it.
And
Yeah, this is going to be this is going to be a knockdown drag out because there's so many people out there I think that believe that. Um, and I don't
I
know.
need a
We'll
little
see.
hockey music in the background. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Third
exactly.
party, a plague on the industry? I don't know. Let's find out. This show is not for everyone.
If you want safe, wrong show.
If you want the same advice you've heard 1,000 times, wrong show.
If you want your beliefs left unchallenged, definitely wrong show.
I'm Greg Provence.
I'm Spiro Duveris.
Ride or die isn't just a name.
It's a standard.
Unfuck your margins
And rule your market.
Welcome to the Ride or Die Restaurant Show. All right, Spiro. I want to
Mr.
hear some
Greg?
things, man, because there really is a general sentiment out there whenever I bring up the idea of third party delivery systems to operators.
hmm
What's the first thing that comes out of their mouth? Oh, 30%. And I ask people all the time, like, is this something that we use and need and can leverage, or is this just like a necessary evil? And I've even done polls on this, and more often than not, I get the answer of, oh, it's necessary, have to do it. We're shackled by it. We're in this we're like slaves to it.
hmm
That seems to be the pretty much general sentiment out there about these delivery systems, and I don't know. I want to hear what your take is on that.
Yeah, and I think it's so much of where we're transitioning to as an industry. I think is starts with the mindset of how are we viewing anything from social media marketing to third party delivery and so on. So I think it starts with a mindset shift, and I will say the first and foremost, like restaurants and their mindset is they're not 100% to blame on this, right? I
Mm.
will absolutely go to the grave and say that the third party delivery platforms are also to blame of why this has such a negative connotation with it. Why every restaurant sees it as a negative, or most do, right? Instead of a positive, or even down the middle, right? Like you either love it and know it's valuable to your business, or you are on the negative side, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I think we can just jump right in with, you know, I want the listeners to understand, like, I almost feel like a therapist. It's not your fault. Um,
I
but
feel like I need a hug right now.
yeah. But so like, let's take a step away from the 30%, stuff, and let's just talk about onboarding, right? And what's the viewpoint of the delivery platforms? So the
Mm.
delivery platforms, the restaurants are not the customer of the third party delivery platforms, right? Like we are all so used as restaurateurs, we're used to in our B2B, experience, we are the customer, we get a little special treatment, we're cared for, blah, 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 right?
Mm.
On third party, the user, the person doing the ordering is the customer. So third party platform is catering to them first and you second. So let's understand that first, right?
Mm. Mm.
Next, the goal of third party delivery platforms is to get you up and running and taking orders on their platform. And yeah, do they sell you a dream? Oh, it's gonna loads of business, all these orders, people want you, all right. They're using all the right sales techniques to get you on the platform and taking orders, right? Because they want abundance of options to make sure that their users, their client, places an order.
Mm.
Okay. So if we start there and we understand that, like that you guys, that us restaurants are not the customer and they're going to not, they don't do a good job of onboarding you. So they're really not concerned about your menu. They want you to have pictures and descriptions, but they're not setting it up the right way when it comes to modifiers, upsell. You know, so many restaurants have just poor menus on third party platforms that are complicated. They are not efficient. And so, but again, there's no guidance from third party delivery on how to set up your menu right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
once you're on the platform, it's like, okay, their job is done, and now
Yeah,
you're on your
exactly.
own,
Right. Cool.
right?
Well, and here's the thing is 80% of Uber Eats customers, or sorry, 80% of Uber Eats restaurants, and like 85 to 88% of DoorDash um, restaurants do not have an account manager. They have nobody to go to ask for help or guidance. Like all they have is support. And I'll be honest with you,
Yeah,
support sucks. Their support systems are awful. Like we
yeah,
get frustrated using them. We do this every single day. Like we have to constantly use favors from other account managers to try and get stuff done. So like I'm with you. There's a lot of pain points on the
yeah,
third party side. So
yeah.
the reason for feeling this way is I'll say 100% valid, right? However, we need to understand now we got to take that next step, right? Let's transition to why it's necessary. And you need to stop looking at it as, oh, it's necessary evil because you need to change your mindset and change the frame that you look through this so you can understand why and how it's so important.
Yeah,
So,
and so okay, so I want to really like
mhm,
what the point that's coming up for me right now that I think
yeah.
that's really we want to drive home here that I'm hearing is that yes, it may be valid to feel this way,
Mhm,
right? Like, okay, we've got a dilemma on our hands. We need this service, or we feel like we need to be on these platforms, but yet we feel left for dead. We don't feel like there's support, or we're a victim again. We go back to this. I'm a victim to this 30%. I'm a
yeah.
slave to it. It's no different than when market conditions change or legislation changes, and you know uh, minimum wage doubles over a 2-year period,
Mhm,
and the restaurant owners left holding the bag on that. All these other things, those stuff like that happens all the time,
mhm,
right? And the fact is that those things are always going to be the case, but we have a choice. We have
mhm.
a choice whether to sit back and go and complain and whine and cry about it, or actually do something about it. And I think
Correct.
that's the point, right? So we're in
Yeah.
this situation where, like, okay, they've got us, by the cojones, and we've got to use this, and we're stuck.
Mhm,
But if we stay in the victim mentality and just sit and cry and whine about it all day, it's not gonna help. There's nothing, we are
no.
actually going to fulfill that victim prophecy, right? So there are things that we can do to actually leverage this and turn this
Yes.
seemingly hopeless state into an actual, like, advantage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like any
And now
opportunity. The market
now I'm,
crashes, you go in
what's
and
up?
you buy real estate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
there's always opportunity on the other side of it. And that's the part I think that we need, people
Yeah.
need to start looking at, well, where's the opportunity then? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I right?
100%. So I think the two things I want to touch on next is one, and you tell me which one you want to hit first, is consumer behaviors. Like I want these listeners to understand like why this is happening to them. Why the customer is going to third party. And then the other one is I want to actually, because no one ever explains this to anybody, is how that fee breaks down. Like how does that
Mm,
30% quote unquote really break down in fee? So we can like stop this like really the victim mentality around the percentage fee. Like
yeah.
because what you gotta
Well,
understand is it's a volume game we're talking about. We're not talking about a small portion. You need to do volume on these platforms, just like the restaurant. It needs to do volume.
all right. Well, hold on, hold on. hold on. First of all, I want to take a step back. Yes, I
Yeah.
think we should start with the why, because I think it's a good foundation. I always believe in
Mhm.
that. But when you say we've got to do more volume on these platforms, doesn't that equate to more money going out of my pocket? Like, I mean, here's the thing. I know the statistics are out there. Like, most restaurants right now are at least half of their sales, especially in quick service, all that, half their
Mhm.
sales are on third party already. Why do I
Yeah.
want to push it to 60, 70% when I'm paying 30% out the door? That does not make any sense to me at all.
Well, I think this actually just feeds right into the why, actually, because now if you really take a step back and understand, like, this is all consumer behaviors that
Mm.
third party delivery is capitalizing on. And so what does your customer base want? Like your 18 to 44-year-old who is your customer for the next 20, 30, 40 years, right? They're looking for convenience and comfort. That's what they're looking for, and options. They want those three things. And what is that like
They want it
where
fast. They want it now.
and they want the
They want it like
convenience to,
Amazon.
yeah. Well, it's Amazon who made this all a reality.
Mm,
Amazon made everybody comfortable with ordering something from their phone and having it delivered to their home, to their doorstep.
yeah, that's
That's
true.
who made the consumer comfortable with all these other delivery platforms. You name it, right? Like that's the real. If you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at Amazon,
But
right?
now we
Okay.
need to grab our pitchforks and go down to Amazon. That's what that.
Yeah. Okay. So 70% of the users on third party are 18 to 44-year-olds. Okay. So those out of the 85 million users that Uber Eats has, 70% of them are 18 to 44-year-olds. So think of that. Even if you break it down into your submarket, 70% are 18 to 44-year-olds. Do you know how many times a month, or I'm sorry, how many times a week the average 18 to 44-year-old is ordering on third-party delivery platforms?
No, but I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
5 to 7 orders per week.
Get out.
So they are ordering. So
Is that what my
if
kids
you
are doing all day? I can see the
Dude,
wrap.
it's so funny because like we have these restaurant owners who are so mad about why are they ordering from third party when we have a first party delivery and it's cheaper and all this stuff. Like I go, do your kids or does your spouse order from third party? Yeah, all the time. Like every time I'm home, they've just ordered DoorDash or Uber Eats. Well, so your own household's doing it, but you want to get behind it, like right, like so
Well, no, they don't
if
want to pay the fee. Why would I want to pay the fee to them when they can order from first party? When they can order directly from me?
So, and one, it's because again, convenience. Their payment stuff is there, but one of the biggest reasons they go on third party is because 80% of people don't know what they want to eat. So they open up the third party platform, they start to scroll, right?
Mm,
And now here's where performance kind of kicks in, and we'll touch on this later, is if you're not in that top 11, those first 11 restaurants, because that's where 95% of users choose their restaurant. So if you're not in that top 11, you're screwed.
mm.
Now, because we have so many options, you need to make sure as a restaurant you are executing. This is like the other thing we hear a lot is like, oh, that's not my customer. Yes, it absolutely is your customer.
Mm.
Stop acting like it's not. And like I get frustrated with it because it's like, uh, is money not money? Like
Yeah,
seriously, like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
where they get like, oh, it's not me. If you mess up on third party, you can lose a customer, a real life customer who's like, hey, I don't want to drive there today because whether it takes long or I'm just not in the mood to drive or I can't drive, I don't have my car, but I really want Greg's sandwich from Greg's sandwich shop. I'm gonna just order on third party because like all my stuff saved.
Mm.
I'm an Uber One or Dash Pass member, and I get points and all this stuff like that, membership points, get better offers, all this stuff. So I'm gonna order from it. And now if I mess up that order, oh man, I ordered from there last time, it wasn't good. Or hey, dude, I ordered from there. It's just as good on third party as it is in the store.
Yeah, but what if the delivery driver messes up the order and that's on me now? That happens, right? Like,
It absolutely. But I'll be honest with you, it's so it's such a I don't say rare occurrence. Yeah, does it happen? Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Again, it's
here's
the
the thing.
again, we wanna blame, we wanna play the victim, we wanna cry and
Yeah,
bitch and
you
moan
constantly
about
want to
our own.
blame somebody, right?
That's
We
feels
don't
bad.
forget anything. Yeah, you do. We're not
That's
perfect.
yeah,
You
I
know,
feel you.
like,
We're all babies. We're all,
yeah, right. I get it. Again, we all have owned our own restaurants, so we get. I know what it's like to be on a restaurant side. So, but you got to understand, like, your customer is driving this. So,
that makes
are
sense.
you here to serve your customer, or do you want your customer to serve you?
Mm.
I
Okay,
think,
so let's talk about that fee breakdown then, because I know
right?
this is at top of mind. I know it's always top of mind for me. It's like, look, our margins are getting squeezed. We've got,
Yeah.
we're
Hmm.
already trying to, like, manage all of these other costs that are out of control.
Yep.
How is it that we make sense of this? Like, can we
Right.
even be profitable if 70% of our sales are coming through these platforms? It's
Yeah.
help me understand that, man, because
Yeah.
I think this is the biggest question on everybody's mind. How do you
Hmm.
make sense of that?
Yeah. And again, no one's arguing the fact that are your in-house margins better than third party? Yes. Let's not be stupid. I'm not here to be, tell you that they're not, right?
Mm,
But that's what I'm telling you, it's a game of volume. But, what again, let's back this up to pre-pandemic stuff, right? The only people who really had delivery prior to the pandemic, yeah, people were starting to get used to Uber Eats and trying out the platforms, but really pizza places,
mm.
um, Chinese food, Chinese restaurants, maybe a couple
Yeah,
Mexican
I had an
restaurants.
Italian place. We had a pizza delivery guy that would go out and fling the
Right,
pizzas
so,
out.
like, very few restaurants had delivery, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so they don't understand as restaurants because there is no prior delivery service, the true cost of what delivery is. Like, to have your own delivery service, astronomical costs. Astronomical, and that's just not even, like,
Well, especially now.
insurance.
Especially now. That
Oh,
was
yeah, it's
when
even gotten
labor
worse
and gas
now.
was cheap.
Yeah, gas, you gotta pay hourly, like, all this stuff, you know independent contractors and insurance for these for all this stuff to protect your business. Like when you break that down, like it costs a lot of money. And I'll tell you what the actual fee is here in a second. But let's break down this fee of 30%. Right. Well, first off, there's going to be a mix of pickups in your order. So pickups are typically between 6 and 10%. So your fee automatically comes down when you do a mixed. It's a mixed variable fee. Um, but let's just use the 30% for round numbers. 15% of that, I'm sorry, 12% of that is to be on the Uber Eats or DoorDash platform. Okay, so 12% to be on their platform, to be an active user on their platform.
Okay.
3% for credit card processing fees. Okay, so now that's how you get to 15. So you
Okay.
forget about that, right? We all have to pay processing fees in-house, but you don't understand that's already built into the cost of
Okay.
of that. Then the other 15% is the delivery fee. Because and here's how you can know that that's true, is if you are on DoorDash or Uber Eats and do your own delivery, what's your fee? 15%. So you
Mm.
know that 15% is the delivery charge that they're paying for them to use their drivers to deliver your food, okay?
Mm.
That's how that fee breaks down so you can now understand it
So
a
that'd be
little bit.
interesting. So if I was paying 15% to have my own person delivering this product, could I that's the question. Could I do it for 15%?
Absolutely not. You're looking at easy.
I
I've
mean,
seen
your
a place
labor
that does,
cost alone is
yeah. So here we did a place that does $6 million in in-house delivery revenue, right? Big pizza, pastas, everything, right? They still have their own in-house. They do both, right? We really broke it down because we were doing an exercise for them. It costs them between 25 and 45% extra to do their own delivery when you really take into all the cost. And the reason it got up that to 45% sometimes because again, gas prices. It depended on we just had an accident. So and so got into an accident, raise our premiums.
yeah.
All those
Yeah.
little things that they don't think about. But
Oh, and by
the
the way,
minimum,
we're talking about 30%. We're talking This percentage is based on those sales too. It's not based on your
yeah,
total sales. So that's another
right.
thing. consider, right? Because,
Mhm.
when you're talking about the delivery aspect, it's on the sales that are actually happening that are being
Yeah.
delivered, not on your total sales. It's
Yeah.
not like a 30% cut off your entire, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah. And if
that's
you don't get any deliveries, you don't pay anything, right?
right.
So,
Well, no, okay,
but I
so
think it's
okay, so
important for them to understand that.
I want to put in this other piece of the conversation that definitely nobody's talking about, right? Is the marketing opportunity.
Yes.
Because this is what we've seen, as a result of leaning in. We've just talked about the fee breakdown in terms of your actual costs as it
Mhm.
relates to the delivery,
Yeah.
right? But what about, because we talk about first party,
Mhm.
we want people to order more on our own platforms, which is fine. I think people should absolutely be doing that. You should
Yeah.
have a first party option in place, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
You can use Chow Now, you can use a bunch of different, options that even contract with places like, DoorDash and Grubhub and stuff to do the delivery, and
Mhm.
you pay a fraction of what you pay. 100% that should be part of your mix.
Yeah.
But
100%.
you know, but these platforms I've found is it's visibility. It's a marketing guest acquisition space, if I'm not
Mhm.
wrong. We
No.
haven't talked about the money we spend on marketing. Like if I go and I place ads on Meta and Google and all those places, or Yelp or wherever I'm paying to get that visibility,
Mhm.
and I don't have a guarantee that anybody's coming into my restaurant and ordering
No.
off of that.
No.
There's
No, you
very,
don't.
very difficult to track your ROI on those spaces.
Mhm.
Whereas and correct me if I'm wrong, on third party, you don't pay that percentage until they actually buy,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
Correct.
So this is
100%.
actual immediate trackable ROI,
Mhm.
which has a big benefit. So if you factor some of this percentage into marketing, I don't know. I mean, it's starting to actually sound like a pretty good deal when you stack all
Yeah. Yeah. So, I
these.
mean, again, it goes back like, cool, go do your own delivery service, see how much it costs. Let pay Uber and DoorDash. But Uber and DoorDash are smart. Let's back it up here. If you go down to your 15% package, your visibility decreases significantly. So you're not going to really get many orders. But
Yeah.
let's move away from that, right? So you hit on something. Visibility is huge, right? Visibility is going to be driven by really your operation metrics. Are you reliable to these platforms to execute the order on a consistent basis to keep the customer happy? That is the main, I'll say if let's call it 60 to 70% of your visibility is dictated on that.
Ah.
Execution,
Mm.
which is again,
So how do they
the
track that?
same
So
thing now.
mistakes or like missing items in a bag
Yeah.
or, being
So
late on the
errors,
order,
refunds,
all that stuff. So the more of
canceled
those you have,
orders,
the lower your visibility.
downtime,
Got it.
all those little things,
Mm.
positive reviews, what your rating is, all those things help dictate your visibility. And you see that with on Uber Eats Top Eats, you get boosted visibility.
Mm.
On DoorDash, it's most loved, you get boosted visibility.
Mm.
Um, so to understand, and again, we go back to why visibility is so important, because if you're not in that top 11, the top 11 is where 95% of people choose to eat. So again, visibility is so big. The other
Mm.
thing is promos. So promos are a big driver. Proximity, promos will probably be 20%, and then the remaining is proximity. Okay. Now, we're again, dude, we're a huge component of trying to drive everyone to first party. Great. Like I tell every one of our clients, think of third parties like a never ending line of customers. Try to
Mm.
facilitate as many as you possibly can over to first party. But let's talk about why, like they're not ordering from you on first party, right?
Mm.
One, convenience, as we talked about, right? They got to
Yeah.
go search it out. Their credit card information is not saved. They constantly got to log in. Blah blah blah. They get loyalty points, on third party, no matter who they order from. They're only getting loyalty points if they order from you. Um, but it goes in line with the promo. If you're offering a BOGO on third party for buy one get one free pizza, and you're not offering anything on first party, well, where am I going to go as a customer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Answer
Yeah.
that question. Where am I going as the customer am I going to go where the BOGO is? Can get 2 pizzas for the price of one, or I'm going to go pay full price for 2 pizzas on your website. Because again, are we here to serve the customer, or is the customer here to serve you?
Hey, it's Greg Provence. If this conversation is hitting home and you want to go deeper than this podcast, the Ride or Die Leadership Circle is where operators like you are doing this work in real time. We have weekly coaching, peer accountability, tools you can use the very next shift. Links are in the show notes. Come check it out. Now back to the episode.
You want the customer to serve you. We are in the hospitality business. Yeah. We are here to serve and give a great experience. So there's your first issue of why it's hard to compete, because you don't offer the same value or deals or discounts. Like I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but do you know how important discounts are right now? Like there's a whole business where you can search. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the company's worth $6 billion where you can search, hey, for discount codes on online shopping.
Oh yeah.
It's a $6 billion company.
There's a bunch of those
Your
out there.
Your customer's looking for a discount. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's how you stand out in this marketplace. You want to be in the marketplace with, dude, and I tell you, there's a ton of users. Like, oh, it's just, a couple thousand users. No. Like, we have a brand that does, shit. They're doing 3,500 orders a month. They're doing close to 200K a month in online sales, or I'm sorry, third-party sales, not even first-party.
Yeah.
They've only hit 1% of the users. 1%.
Yeah. In that category. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So the question becomes, okay, can I still be profitable by this swing? Yes. Like this, Yeah. And I'll tell you, I have a client, and full disclosure, you've worked with this client, and 3 Japanese grills in the Midwest. DoorDash represents 67% of his total sales. And his net profit margin across all 3 locations averages 24.5%.
Boom. Now I know who you're talking about. No, I'm kidding. I knew who you're talking about from the beginning.
So if, and so you do the math, like 67% of his total sales are on third party, and he has a net profit of 24.5%.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, full disclosure, he does live in, he operates in a very, friendly environment in terms of, he's got pretty low rent. He's got, some good market conditions, a little bit lower cost of labor and that kind of thing. So you can factor a little bit of that in, maybe 6-7% there. He's got favorable conditions going for him, but still, 67% of his sales on top, are through third party, and he's operating at 25% profitability. So, the point is it's possible.
Yeah.
And he has leaned into this whole idea. Like he uses these third party delivery systems as the marketing opportunity that they are.
Yeah. Well, here's why it's a beautiful marketing. Here's why it's a beautiful marketing opportunity. And again, our company, like our service, we help restaurants not only grow, but again, operate at a high level and maximize profitability on these platforms, right? So, again, you see a lot of people putting up bad campaigns, right? Let's just call it what it is. There's a lot of people who put up just not smart campaigns. And when I see those, you can tell that they were driven by somebody from Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub telling them, you should do a BOGO on this item. People love it. It does really well. Yeah, but it's not profitable. So again, there's kind of that, how they really champion for the user instead of you. Right. But so we know which campaigns to be profitable, and we're going to work through that with you, do all the exercises possible to make sure we're putting up the campaigns that are attractive yet profitable. So I think that's one key thing. And obviously, again, raising your price about 15, I would say between 15 and 17% is like that sweet spot, right? To help kind of offset some of those costs. But why promos work so well on third party and way better, like, if I was going to spend any money on marketing, I'd spend it all through third party. And here's why. The customer is already hungry. You're marketing and advertising to a hungry customer.
Yeah.
On Google, on Meta.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Are they hungry? Are you
Yep.
advertising to a hungry customer?
Yep. Well,
Rarely,
listen,
maybe.
this is for those people out there that are putting out ads on Meta and Google and all this.
Mhm.
And I'm saying don't do that. You need to have a presence on those platforms. There needs to be awareness.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But if you're putting out a 20% off coupon or something or whatever it is, free dessert, whatever it is on those platforms and hoping people are coming in and trying to track it, blah, 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 blah. What the question is, do you really want them to use that promo? Because if you
Mhm.
do, then why not just, like you're saying, just put it somewhere where you know it's going to get used and you know it's going to get taken
Yeah.
advantage of, and then find a way to, tease them into or guide them rather into your own ecosystems. Then you can have the ability to continue, get them into your
Yeah.
fold
Well,
and grow. Because that's the thing.
so
That's the other
here's
thing, dude. And
yeah.
I've got some great marketing guys out there that I talk with. Matt Plapp and some of these other guys. They'll always say like, you need to be growing your community, growing your list, growing the number of people that you have the ability to re-communicate to, remarket
Mhm.
to. This
Yep.
is an amazing way to fill that pipeline.
Yeah, and no one's saying when you go put your bags out, when you put your orders out, if you wanna put a flyer on there that drives them to first party, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
100% do it, right? But,
Yeah.
you know, you okay, you're in the top 11, right? Let's just call it what it is when we come to marketing, right? You have a hungry customer, they open up Uber or DoorDash. Now they're in that top 11. 8 out of the 10 or 8 out of the 11 are putting a promo in front of your face. Am I gonna lead towards the place with the promo? Yeah, 100% I am, 'cause I'm gonna get a discount. It's gonna be a little bit cheaper for me. Maybe that place is a little bit better, and that might work once in a while, but people's wallet the wallet dictates everything, man. I'm sorry, but it's the truth,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
people go, "Wait, I can spend $50 here, get, $6 off, $8 off, $10 off, whatever it is, or I can go spend 65, $70 here and get no discount for
Mm,
similar food." Well, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go here because it's a little bit cheaper. By the time tip, fees, and all that, I'm at $70, but I got more food,
yeah. Yeah.
right? Like,
Dude,
you gotta
I
think
don't
as
know,
a
man.
consumer.
Okay, so I don't know if this was convincing to people or not, but this idea that third party is a plague on the industry, um, that's a choice, right?
Yeah.
That's a choice for you to continue to think that.
Mhm.
And you're probably, I mean no disrespect, because this is a common narrative that people adopt
Mhm.
because it's just in front of them. But these are the same people that complain about everything that happens in the industry.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
saying, you know what, okay, this sucks. It happens. This I don't like it, but here's what I'm going to do about it.
Yeah.
Right? There's a very different response to that. You can
Yeah.
roll over and you can, lay there and continue to, cry and complain, or you can take some of these tactics and actually lean into it and become the guy that is doing 70% of their sales online and still enjoying a 25%
Yeah.
profit margin.
Yeah.
It's proof.
It's all
It's happening.
about honestly,
It's
it's like,
possible.
and I'll be honest with you, for our listeners, it starts with your menu. Have the pictures, have the descriptions,
Yeah,
set
that's
up
what I want to
the
know. Like,
the
so what can our listeners here? I know we're getting to the end of this episode, but I want to know,
yeah.
what can they do right now without, like, what would have the biggest impact for them that they can do right now that would really help with this problem?
Yeah.
Besides
I
changing
would
the mindset, we
say,
get that,
okay,
like, stop being the
so
victim, okay, but now what actions can they take?
okay, let's start with their menu. I think that's in my opinion, every client that comes to us, it starts with their menu. Do you have is your menu set up the right way? Does it have the pictures, descriptions, all that stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
what do you mean by that? Is it set up the right way? Like, what
Set
does
up the
that
right
mean?
way, is it like it's so funny. You see menus on third party, next time you look, just look at it this way. It's laid out the same way their menu is.
Uh-huh.
Appetizers, salads, mains, sandwiches, like it goes in that order. Dude, put your top sellers at the top. Okay, people don't care about your soups at the top. I'm sorry. Like, let's be realistic. I mean, I wouldn't even put
Oh,
soups on there, right? Like, let's
right.
set our menu up where you have the popular items at the top, and the lower tier items at the bottom, or the high profitability even at the top too. Like, you want high profitable items at the top where they're easily accessible. That'd be number one. Like I said, so pictures, description, and let's say category layout is ideal. Have the right modifiers and upsells. You want your customer to be able to order as similar to in-house ordering as it is on third party. Now, why? One, they can get their item the way that they want every time they order it in-house. Two, if your kitchen is seeing it the same way as they're typically seeing it on the in-house tickets and on the third-party tickets, what's that can do? Less errors right off the bat. Like right off the bat, if they're seeing the same thing, muscle memory, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like those are, and then have the right upsells for the items. Yeah, it might be a little bit extra work, but dude, it goes a long way to get an extra dollar, extra $2 here, $3 here. Like, do the right upsells. Don't have like these blanket upsells for, and you'll see it like stupid. Like, the item is like, doesn't doesn't have mustard, but they have like this blanket additional items. Oh, add mustard. Like, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Makes no
It's not
sense.
relevant to the upsell's not relevant to
Now,
the
like the items that are relevant, the upsells that are relevant get lost.
yeah. I love Domino's is really good at this. My kids love ordering Domino's.
Uh-huh.
And you order the great pizza deal and all that stuff, and the next screen
Yeah,
it's like, okay, you want to add some cheesy bread to this, and you want to add like some
yeah,
ranch dressing to this, like all these things that are like, just it's a high
yeah,
margin item, you
yeah.
know. Every time
No,
they
and
get that
then
sale, they just buffered they just
yeah,
got a really good food cost on an item that's really easy to pump out and it's a high margin. Like
yeah, yeah.
it
And
makes
we
sense.
had a client, both of us, that we shared, and we were on a call with them. And I remember, bless their hearts, they're great people, but
I know who you're talking
they're
about.
in California, and they're like, "Oh, let's do okay, fine, we'll do a marketing campaign. How about we do a get a free soup?" And it was the middle of July, and I think you said it best then, like, and sorry for the word choice, but who the fuck wants to get up to the couch for a free soup in July? And I
Is
was
that
like,
gonna get them off the couch? No.
"No." Like, so, and what the theory is behind that is, like, you gotta make the offer attractive. So find an item that you can, that's maybe a little bit higher profitability, but is also attractive to a customer to
Yep.
help entice them. Like when, and now think about it when you're shopping as an individual. Oh, hey, they got a 20% off, but it's the shitty clearance rack. Is that gonna entice me? Or is it 20% off or 10% off the stuff that actually, kinda sells, or maybe like, the hat to go with that outfit, or you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, if I buy the outfit, the hats are 50% off or 30% off. Oh, that's enticing. Well, now I'm gonna
Mm.
buy that outfit because I also can get that hat at a cheaper price. Like, enticement is very important. Don't do desserts, dude. Like desserts, oh my god. Like, oh, buy one get one free on a cheesecake. Dude, please. Please. Like, let's think of it as a customer. What do they want? But do it in a profitable way and really understand your margins. And this goes back to knowing your numbers, you
Well,
know?
that goes. I mean, look, that goes for promotions of all kind. People, I see
Yeah.
it all the time with clients. They'll run some bullshit promotion that doesn't nobody really wants, but they're just doing it to be obligatory and try to move the
Yeah.
needle. It's like no, you gotta do something that's actually going to move the needle, something that people
Right.
actually want.
Yeah.
Ultimately, otherwise it's not worth it. So
But
you
here's
got
and
to
here's
stick
and here's
with
the last thing. And this I think is the most important thing. Consistency. You need to be consistently watching your performance. Not just sales, not just your deposit that gets every Monday and every Thursday for DoorDash and Monday Uber Eats. Look at your performance. How is your location performing? There's so much data in third party. It's unbelievable. You can
it.
see the type of errors you're constantly making, what time they're happening, items that they're happening on. And you take those data points and I'm sorry, but if it's happening on third party, it's also happening in house too. And you'll
Yeah,
get a
that's
clear
a good point.
understanding of how your operation's running,
That's a good
right?
point.
Right.
Well, and
So,
That's the thing. I mean, we should do another episode on just on the data of third party, because I
Oh
know
my
that you help
gosh.
a lot
Like,
of
if you
restaurants
can't
scale.
consistently do it, and this is like not even a plug, this is because I love restaurants and I want to help them. Dude, just reach out to us. Honestly, and we'll manage your third party. We do it for brands out. It's super affordable. Honestly, it's and if you're not satisfied after, it's a 4-month commitment, that's all you gotta do. I'll give you your money back.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah,
confident we are in our service, but at the same time, like, we have s as a restaurant, we have so much other stuff that third party gets put on the wayside. So, brands, single unit to huge franchises, they look at it as a task and not a tool. We look at it as a tool to grow your business.
yeah.
That's what it
I
is.
love the shameless plug, man, because it's necessary. It's needed. I wish more people would really really engage this conversation. I'm hoping a lot of people do engage this
Yeah,
conversation, because it
yeah,
it can be a game changer, man. This is
yeah,
like when you start to look at things differently. What is it? I love that quote from Dr. Wayne Dyer: when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
yeah, yeah.
And this is one of those situations where, so many people are seeing this as the plague on the industry. And the opportunity here is to see it as, one of your greatest guest acquisition and marketing
Mhm.
opportunities that is available to you if you just
Yeah.
lean in. So
Yeah, I mean, you
we
get
just
access to so
change
many
that
more
mindset.
customers and I mean, it's here third party in 2023 was an $85 billion sector of our industry. By 2030, it's gonna be a 200+ billion-dollar sector of our industry. So to tell you the growth
It
is
ain't going
astronomical.
anywhere.
It ain't
It,
going
it,
anywhere, so
it's
might as
actually
well lean into it
steam. Yeah,
because
we got.
if you're not leaning into it and your competitor is already a couple steps ahead of you and stealing your customers.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. That is true, man. Couldn't be more true. And you know what? And listen, we invite the comments. We invite the conversation. I know that a lot of you guys out there are probably thinking, "Oh, this is bullshit," blah blah blah. Hey, that's fine. Think what you're going to think. It's cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts regardless, one way or another. But if you choose not to take advantage of the opportunity, good luck.
yeah,
Good luck. We
because
wish you the
I mean,
best. We really do,
yeah,
but at the other side of that, those of you that choose to explore this a little more deeply and to try to understand how this can work for you, then we're here to help. So,
yeah.
anytime, reach out to us, and we're gonna be here for
And
you.
I think
So,
we have some courses too that do a deeper dive on this on our in our library, like, that we take deeper dives on
absolutely.
this on. This is just very high level, and again, or if you want someone to do it for you like us, or you wanna get a software that can help you with it, I highly recommend it but use it consistently. It needs to become a tool to grow your business, not a task.
I love that. Tool, not tasks. Spiro, you're the man. I love talking to you,
Aw,
brother.
thank you. I
This
could
has
talk
been a
about this
great.
all day.
Oh, I know. Well, we do, right? We're gonna probably, as soon as we jump off this, we're gonna continue talking about it. But
Yeah,
there'll be more episodes on this, because it's such a
yeah,
great topic. It's such a useful topic, and it's something that is sorely needed out there. So thanks again,
yeah.
brother. Love
Oh,
you,
absolutely.
man,
Pleasure. Love
and
you too, man.
see you on the next episode, bro.
Yeah, and come for me in the comments. I welcome it.
You heard it. Come after him. Oh shit! Here it goes.
Yeah, I know. You're
I'll
ready.
see you on the flip side, brother.
Alright, my man. I'll talk to you later.
Nice. Let
Yes.
me. Oops. Shit, stop recording. How do I stop recording? Uh-oh. Oh, there's the
Well,
stop button.